Hey guys, welcome back. Well, it's the weekend, so I hope everyone had a good week and having a good weekend now too and everything. I know on the last video I did, I showed you guys me shooting 50 yards Bareshaft. So today I'm going to show you how I personally Bareshaft for my Barebow Recurve for string walking. I know it does sound a little weird, but that's what I'm going to do today for you guys. If you don't know it, it's basically the same thing as shoot with a recurve. What I usually do is first, I usually shoot around 8 arrows, 4 Bareshafts, 4 fletched arrows. So what I'll show you on this first, where you guys will understand what I'm talking about. So I shoot my first arrow, Bareshaft arrow, my first vein, and shoot it, and it goes dead center of the target, right? Well, that's where you want it to go. So that's what I usually do, shoot them, and where all of them goes dead center of the target or so. Then I'll shoot my Bareshaft, and I usually alternate too, because you don't want to shoot all 4 fletched arrows and then turn around and shoot 4 Bareshafts, because, well, then you might be tired shooting your Bareshafts or something. So I always alternate back and forth. So if you shoot one, your fletch, and it goes in the center, and then you shoot your Bareshaft, right, and it goes to the right or to the left, that means that you're either, if you're a right-handed shooter and you shoot to the right, that means that your arrow is too weak, okay? And if you shoot to the left, that means you're too stiff, okay? So if you shoot to the right and you're weak, there's 2 things you can do. Well, actually, there's like 3 things you can do or so. You can change your point weight and try doing that. Or if you, like me, I always start out with a weak arrow. So I start out with a little bit longer arrow than what I'm usually shoot, like an inch past the rest, or not, the inch past the riser itself. So you can shave some of your arrow down too to make it stiffer, or you can lower the poundage of your bow, one or the other. So some people don't, they like where their poundage is, so well, you can just shave your arrow down a little bit by little bit and try to get your arrow stiffer where it can come in here. Now if you are stiff, you can turn around. If your arrow is stiff, you can turn around and lower the point weight and everything. Oh, I'm sorry, not lower the point weight. You can raise the point weight up, trying to make it a little bit weaker that way. Or you can go up in poundage if you have to. That's the only, well, really that's the only ways to do it. Changing point weight and going up in poundage in your bow. Okay, so, but what I usually do is if you shoot and then you're knock left or knock right and everything, then that means that your center shot is off. So then you play with your center shot. So if you're knock left and everything, so what you do is you bring your plunger inward. And then once you do that, then it's centered. So what I do is first, I worry about my knock left, knock right first. Then after that, then I worry about getting it to line up with the arrow, okay? So that's what I do first. So I mess with my center shot first, then I go and mess with, is it a stiff arrow or a weak arrow? And then try to fix that, all right? But once you do that and you're good to go, and usually start out close by first, because you don't want to throw your, Bareshaft and completely miss the target and everything. So start out close, then work your way out. I know most recurve guys, they shoot around 30 meters or so, 30 meters, 35 yards, somewhere in there to do it, because they say that your arrow is still flexing, all the way out to 20 yards or something. That's what a lot of people say. So you can do that. For string walking, it's a little bit different. because you're changing, you know, you're walking down the string and everything, the crawl on it. So what I usually do is, since I shoot out to like say 80 yards, then I tune my bow for 40 yards. You know what I mean? So then I'm in the middle, because it's either going to show, once you're string walking all the way out, it's going to show, you know, difference. So some people might be shooting and their arrows are showing that this is a weak arrow or a stiff arrow. Some people actually adjust their plungers, the tension on their plungers, all through, because it's showing it's different. Okay, I leave my plunger alone and everything. That's what I do when I shoot. But if you're shooting and everything and you want to adjust or see how your center shot is, draw a line or like a piece of tape or something down the target and have a spot at the top of the target that you're aiming at. So you shoot it, hit it, then you keep on walking back, aiming at the same spot and not changing, and then see if it follows. If it doesn't follow, then that means that your center shot's out. So you can have it going all the way this way, or you can have it all the way this way. So that's your center shot's out. But now, if you're shooting and all of a sudden your arrow, you start shooting out, you know, different yardages, and you shoot and it starts going like this, and then coming back to the target, so it can either go to the left of the target and come out this way, or to the right of the target and come out this way. That means that your plunger tension is either too much or too less. Okay, so I'll put up a photo of it to show you guys what I'm talking about with that, and I'll show you, you know, if you're going straight out or on each side, or you going around on each side. So I'll show that for you guys to do and everything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna warm up, and then I'm gonna start shooting. I'm going to Bareshaft for 40 yards, which that will be like 1 inch or so down my string for my crawl, and then I'll Bareshaft to it, and then that's usually where I just leave it at. I don't go any further than that. Alright, so that's what I'm gonna do and everything. If you guys click out now and not watch that, then have a good day, take it easy, and shoot straight. If not, I'm gonna warm up, get my bow ready, and then I'm gonna start tuning. Okay, so here we go. Alright guys, I've been tuning and everything. You remember my arrows were weak, so they were to the right. I lowered the poundage on my bow some, and I actually changed the points since I'm using screw-in points with these just to show you guys. I went down to 85 grain point. So as you can see, this one was a bad shot. That's the reason why I shoot 4. Most people, or a lot of people, shoots 4 Bareshafts and 4 vanes or spin wings or whatever, just in case you do have bad shots. As you can see, this one I dropped my arm, so this one went low, and as you can see, here's these 3 arrows. I'm shooting at 40 yards also, so these were these 3 arrows that grouped, and then here's my Bareshaft that's up here, and this one's a bad shot too, so don't worry about that one or this one. You can see these 3 grouped, and then these 3 grouped, but they're almost in line with each other. So the only thing different now is my knock on my string. I just have to change it and everything to get them where it'll match up. Okay, so that's it. Hope you guys like this. As you can see, remember, if you shoot to the, if you're right-handed shooter and you shoot to the right, that means you have it's weak. If you shoot to the left, you're stiff. So I usually always try to go to the, well, for me personally, I usually go to the weak side. So I have my bow turned all the way up, is the most poundage I can have. So my limbs are all the way down, or excuse me, the bolts are all the way down on it. So I went down a full turn. That's what I went to get them in line here. So now we're good to go here. So now I just have to do is just adjust my knocking on the string, and that's it. All right. But I hope you guys liked it. Just remember your center shots and everything too. Just if you're pointing one way to the other, adjust your center shot. And then once you get that good to go, then you try to move your Bareshafts to your other arrows. So that's, you know, dealing with weak or stiff. So you just adjust for that. And then that's it really. And since it's Bareshaft, or excuse me, barebow shooting and string walking, I usually go half my crawl. So I shoot out to 80 yards, so I'm doing 40 yards. Okay. But that's it. So until next time, take it easy, be safe, and shoot straight.